You know, if you can
eight.
come back toward the 8, buddy, you know, if you can use a little left-hand ball, pocket the 2, and come back toward the 8, that's the right way to play this shot.
If you have that, yeah. Because now you can get straight in on a 3 and play position on a 4.
Davenport looks pretty smooth out
Yes,
there,
he
buddy.
does. I'm going to tell you something. He's a bulldog. He's a die-hard fighting cat. I love the way Kim plays. I like it. You know, I think that he makes a few mental errors. Like he'll whack one a little too hard every once in a while, or he'll take a chance. But he's gutsy, man, and he runs out. He makes shots and gets out on you. He's hard for anybody to beat.
You know, this could be his tournament.
It could be.
Matter of fact, if you look back to yesterday, which was not too far away.
I can look back that far sometimes.
Okay. If you remember, when Davenport came up to the booth for an interview, after he defeated, who was it that he defeated? Well, it wasn't
David Howard.
No, it wasn't David Howard. It was a match before that. It was Del Rosario. Okay, at the end of game number 14, Davenport now takes a 2-game lead in the match by the score of 8 games to 6. Yeah, when Davenport came up to the booth for an interview after he defeated Del Rosario, you looked at him and you said to him, you know, if you can get by your next match, I'm picking you to win the tournament.
Right, and his next match was David
And I was
Howard.
sitting beside you, okay, and I was saying to myself, what is this man, nuts? How can he make this type of a prediction, you know? How can you not pick a Siegel or an undefeated player or a WIley? How can you pick a guy like Davenport who has to win like 4 or 5 matches in a row to get there? He must be doing this just to boost the guy's morale. Were you serious?
Yeah.
Are you that smart?
Yeah, I was serious. I was serious because I know his record against Mike. And the time that you told me about and one other time is the only 2 times that I've heard of Mike beating him.
That's unreal.
I know it is because
That's
I
unreal.
feel like that Mike is a much better player. But Kim is a bulldog, and Kim scratches and claws with him.
Well, I'll tell you what. I gave you a analysis earlier in the telecast of the odds of winning the match, Davenport winning the match after he trailed 6 games to 2. I said somewhere between 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 to 1. And now he has won every game since then. He was trailing 6 to 2, and now he's gone ahead 8 to 6, winning 6 consecutive games. But unfortunately for Davenport, he scratched on the break, opening the door for C.J. WIley, who has been stuck on 6 for the last 6 games. Now, for C.J. WIley, it is of the utmost importance for him to run the balls on the table, because if you remember, the last time he was at the table, he hit the 6 or the 7, I don't know which it was,
Rather
warp
firmly.
speed, and not giving himself much of a chance to win that game.
I don't see much danger here. Shoot and stop. I'll float it down a little, and it's 8-7.
Okay, after game number 15, C.J. WIley moves within 1 game of the lead once again. With the score being 7 for Wiley and 8 for the Bulldog, the relentless man, the man that everyone feels should win the tournament, especially Buddy Hall, Kim Davenport. You know, Kim Davenport has a lot of supporters here, you know, and he's been playing well, you know, clawing his way through the losers bracket. And he has picked up a lot of supporters. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Kim Davenport went on to face Mike Siegel in the finals and got the attention and the support of all those supporters, because he, what was he so unhappy about? He threw his body like in a sign of disgust, and all of a sudden I look back and the 1's gone. He's got a perfect shot on the 2.
Well, to play on the 3 is pretty tough.
Okay, now he can do what? He
duck.
Can cut the 3 in the side, which is a haphazard way of playing, or he can duck behind the 6.
You gotta be careful here to make sure you get a rail.
Well, he didn't get the angle or the direction that he wanted, and he's allowed Kim Davenport at the table. It's little mistakes like that that prove to be quite costly when you sum them up after the match is over, and it's little shots like that.
You a game.
Yeah, well, that may cost him a lot more than a game.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have executed that shot correctly, if he would have put a lot of emphasis in executing that shot correctly and got Kim Davenport behind the 6, chances are that he would have come away with this win in this particular game. But instead of doing that, he allowed the cue ball to escape the area behind the 6, leaving Kim a nice shot to win this game. Every game from this point out is very crucial, especially for Wiley, because he's the guy that trails in the match.
He needs to get on over.
He hit it a little softly there, and
he's got to play up here for it. He's got to either come 2 rails by it. That's the shot. 2 rails by it. Play the 6 down in the corner.
Now, if he goes into the 9 here, buddy, he has to be particularly careful that the 9 doesn't catch him on the rebound.
He's going to play 2 rails above the 6. Going to the outside of. Oh, he tried to go to the inside.
Okay, well, he was able to come up with some kind of a shot on the 6. Can he hold the ball, or is he going to have to go across table?
I'd say across table. I'd say he'll have to go across table. That makes the side pocket very big. Now, he may have the shot to go into the other corner pocket and draw his cue ball over, short snap it over to the rail and back.
Yeah, it's possible that he may have that shot also. And he's trying to decide which shot is best suited for his game at this point in time. I think you're going to have to go cross table here, buddy.
I think he's going to shoot it over in this other pocket eventually. No.
He's going to have to go cross table here. He hit it with a good stroke, and he likes to hit balls rather hard. But this is the type of shot you don't have to hit too hard. But
this is a touchy shot here. That's a tough shot to have to do. Look at the way he played that ball.
I didn't like that at all.
No.
Why did he just go cross table with the shot? And back again.
I don't know. But I've been told. Plop.
Well, this match is being played very much like the match between Wiley and Siegel.
Yes, it is.
And after game 16, it's all tied up once again, 8 games apiece. There's still quite a bit of pool left in this match. It's a race to 5 from this point. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. Who's going to win this match? I don't know. I would guess you would have to pick Davenport because you picked him about 4 matches ago, so I'm sure you'll pick him for this match. You picked him 4 matches ago to win the tournament.
Mr. Howard Vickery just showed up. One of the stars of the Midway.
Hello, Howard. I've been watching you over there, observing the match, and if you want to come over here, you can talk into the mic here. I got it on, and give us your analysis of the match, the way it's going, and who do you predict to eventually come out the winner in this match?
Oh, well, I like CJ's chances right now, and I liked him at the beginning of the match.
And why do you say that?
I just, I don't know, he's just playing real good, and I just liked it. I just liked him. I didn't analyze why I liked him, but I just liked him. You know, he seems to play in spurts. You know, he doesn't play. He wins 3 or 4 or 5 games in a row, and then like he slows down for a little bit, and then he wins another streak of games.
Yeah.
Well, in other words, like a boxer, he rests for a couple of rounds and then he lays it on you.
That seems like the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, like he played a safe there and he made a mistake, and he got a shot again.
Yeah.
Well, that's contrary to the way Buddy feels. He feels the opposite. He feels that Davenport is the relentless one of the two, the more relentless of the two, and he figures that Davenport's the player that's going to go on and win this match.
Well, Davenport seems to be playing more consistent, real steady, but I just seem like CJ's spurts are real strong. I mean, he makes mistakes, but still, he made a mistake that last game, and I mean a good mistake, and he still got a shot and won the game.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. That's very interesting, very interesting. Howard Vickery with his prediction. And he could be right, because it looks like C.J. Wiley is showing us one of those spurts that Howard alluded to. And actually, doesn't take him long to spurt.
You know, you may be right. It may be maybe in the stars that this turn maybe CJ's, because Siegel had him buried and let him back. And now Kim had him behind and let him back. You know, and it wasn't a question of him doing it. It was he was given the opportunity to get back.
Here's the mic.
It seems like when players are playing, like CJ is playing real quick, it doesn't seem to take as much out of him to win those real quick games. When you're playing slow and you're getting the game slow, it seems to take more out of you for some reason. It seems to be harder to win.
Well, that's another interesting a comment, by the way, and it has a lot of merit to it. And if you're a deliberate player and you work hard at the table, it does seem to be much more taxing than a player that plays as fast as CJ, because, you know, you're in, you're out, you know, and you don't really, you don't really wear out as quickly. That's also a very interesting comment.
It also keeps you very loose. Once you make that first shot, then you get going. But if you're very deliberate, it seems to take a little more out of you on every shot.
He made another. He's hammering that break from that side. He moved over to that side of the table and is really getting a lot of action out of the balls from over there.
He's pocketed 3 balls on this break, but he hasn't come up with a shot.
Well, I bet he banks that 1 and comes around for the 2, although you might get behind the 5 or the 7. I bet he shoots at it anyway.
You think he'll shoot at this?
This looked like a very difficult shot, at least from the view that we have on the monitor.
I believe I'm playing behind the 5 here. I believe I just nipped the 1, try to get behind the 5.
He's going to play safe, I believe.
Okay, he's got fairly good speed on this shot. I bet you Davenport would like to have that shot back on the 6 that he missed 3 games ago.
Yes.